Greetings, YouTube. It's late. It is almost 11 p.m. Central Standard Time in Oklahoma, and I have spent over 5 hours today going through my lineup messages, taking screenshots, saving videos, etc., of the best pulls from the featured Cavalier and even uncollected, in some cases, pulls from Mysterio. And when you spend 5 to 6 hours on the lineup a day, it really makes you question your life choices. God, I hope I'm doing something right. Sometimes I think to myself, is this all for nothing? But hopefully somebody out there appreciates getting a shout out, because I will be doing my normal best of the best pulls once the offer goes away tomorrow, probably sometime early afternoon, Central Standard Time in the United States. But with that being said, I realize that Dungeons is not exactly the most fun aspect of this game. And even though they have some rewards, the actual time it takes to refresh champions is shady as hell. And I said as soon as the refresh timers came out, particularly for 5 and 6 star champions, this is not going to be worth the cost-benefit analysis of having those champions locked in. Whereas before, there were no dungeon rewards other than dungeon artifacts, but you got your 5-star champions refreshed if you did day 1 of dungeons by the time day 1 came around for the next double class dungeon day. Now, not so much. Now, if you're like me, you have a deep enough roster to where you'll get away with it, but a lot of people, particularly the middle class of MCFC, is hurt by this. So, dungeons have stalled for quite a few people because dungeon artifacts are, for dungeon crystals, and sometimes the dungeon crystals just aren't very good. Particularly, we have not seen the best dungeon crystals out of this batch. Well, why am I showing you the shard crystals of my account? Well, maybe it takes you a while to form 5-star shards. Right now, I have almost twice as many 6-star shards as 5-star shards, which is a pretty big rarity for my account. Well, Kabam has heard the complaints about dungeons. And let me tell you this, it might almost be 11 o'clock on a Wednesday night, but we have some breaking news, because in the dungeon section, we now have a 3-star hero crystal, big freaking deal. A 4-star hero crystal, okay, a slightly bigger deal, particularly because it's 7,500 dungeon artifacts compared to the dungeon artifacts of a 9,000 price tag. But the most important aspect of this video, surely, maybe, why you clicked on it, thanks for clicking on it, by the way, is the 5-star variety, because you can see we have a 5-star basic crystal for 22,000 dungeon artifacts, which is 5,000 less than the now standard 27,000 dungeon artifact rate of everything else. And I gotta tell you, YouTube, the 5 stars being a 1-on-1 purchase limit, I think it's really a bad decision on Kabam's fault. I said fault, but really it is their fault, but really it is, in general, Kabam's part. But yeah, for 1-of-1. So the one that I thought was by far the best is this Death Crystal, because you got not only Hulk Ragnarok and Emma Frost, but also Massacre Who Eluded Me and Stark in Hand Spider-Man. And now that Carnage has been buffed, you really have half this crystal with awesomeness. But of course, a lot of people still got a Juggernaut, or a Thor Jane Foster, or a Karnak, or a King Groot, unfortunately. But once you have purchased this, and you can see my purchase limit is 0-of-1, you cannot purchase it again, and it just haunts your account. I don't know why it even is still there. If I can't purchase it, take this thing away. Make it like the DMV when I'm number 65 of, 65 people, and they're on number 3. Once the number's done, take it away. Worst analogy on my channel ever? Probably. But it's pretty exciting. I'll say that. For 5,000 shards less, 5,000 artifact less, to have the ability to get a 5-star basic now in the dungeons, it's newsworthy. And maybe, just maybe, it will give some people more incentive to grind the dungeons, which hopefully are back next week. I expected them to be back this week, and I was very disappointed, but what else is new? So I have 16,000 dungeon artifacts now. I'll be back grinding the dungeons again, hopefully next week. And it won't take much but a couple of days to get to the 22,000 number. The question is, YouTube, does this incentivize you from the price being cheaper to also, of course, having all of the heroes available in the normal basic crystal now in the dungeon store? Does this incentivize you to grind dungeons, or are you still thinking, it is not worth my time? Comment below and let me know. And as always, thank you for allowing me to break, at least to some people, news late on a Wednesday night. It just never ends. And if you're watching this across the pond, congratulations. It is Thursday morning and you have insomnia just like your boy Prof Hoff.